What is it that makes a ghost story really scary? I mean, it's got to be more than just cheap jump scares or a spooky old house, right? Well, today we're going to crack open a classic horror story, The Shop at Haveli, or The Cursed Mansion, and we're going to dissect it. We're going to look at the anatomy of fear and really uncover the blueprint for a perfect cautionary tale.
Okay, so every great horror story kicks off with atmosphere. It has to. And this line, wow. It just immediately yanks you into this world of total isolation and silence. It's the perfect blank canvas, just waiting for something terrifying to be painted on it. So this setting, it's not just a backdrop. You could almost say it's the very first character in our story.
And that brings us right to our first section, the arrival. See, a really good horror story, it doesn't just throw scares at you right away. No, it's smarter than that. It takes its time. It carefully sets the stage, it introduces you to the players, and it lays down that central conflict that's going to drive this whole thing forward.
So right out of the gate, the story sets up its core tension. And it uses a classic trope, one you've probably seen a million times: the naive outsider versus the wise local. On one side, you've got Rohit and Karan. You know the type. City kids out for a thrill, a little bit arrogant, thinking they know everything. And on the other side, there's Mangle. He's the voice of caution, of local knowledge. This clash, it's not just some random plot point. It's the engine of the whole story. And it totally plays on that deep-seated fear we all have of wandering into a place we don't understand and ignoring the people who do.
Okay, so our characters are in place. Now the story moves into its next supercritical phase, the warning. This is where the rules of the game get spelled out, plain and simple. In horror, this is kind of like a contract with us, the audience. The storyteller says, here's exactly what you should not do. And what does that do? It's a surefire way to build this insane suspense, because we're all just sitting here waiting for someone to inevitably break those rules.
Because at its heart, that's what the story of The Shop at Haveli is. It's a classic cautionary tale. Its whole job is to be a warning. And for any warning to actually work, the rules have to be crystal clear. And the consequences for breaking them, they have to be, well, severe. And who's the one delivering that warning? Of course it's Mangle.
And here they are, the rules themselves. Just look at how specific they are. First, we get a little backstory. Some villager went in and was found unconscious. Ominous, right? Then you get this list of don'ts. Every single one of these is like a narrative tripwire, just laid out on the ground, waiting for someone to step on it. It's not just a boring list, it's more like a menu of all the horrible things that could happen. The story's basically letting our own imaginations do half the scary work for it.
And this is the big one, the final, most important rule. Mangle basically draws a line in the sand. He says, that cremation ground over there, that's the forbidden zone. That's the one place you are guaranteed to find trouble. And just like that, the story has built the perfect trap.
So the rules have been laid out, and now we finally arrive at the Haveli itself. The story's focus shifts now. It's all about building that suspense through pacing, through atmosphere. Our characters have literally walked right into the trap. So the question in our minds is no longer if something bad is going to happen, it's when.
And look how the story escalates things, but it does it so patiently. It's deliberate. First you get that open gate, which is just an unsettling invitation, isn't it? Then there's this moment of false calm, just before the big split. Rohit, who seems to be the more sensible one, he's tired and he falls asleep. But Karan, oh Karan, he is the restless thrill seeker, and he makes a decision that every single one of us horror fans is screaming at the screen about. He decides to go exploring. Alone.
And here we go. We've reached the climax. This is the moment where the cautionary tale delivers on its promise. It delivers its payload. This isn't just some random jump scare thrown in for fun. Oh no. This is all about showing the direct, the brutal consequences of ignoring every single warning.
I mean, just watch how methodically Karan breaks every single rule. It's almost like a checklist. Step 1, he splits from the group. Check. Step 2, he wanders around. Check. Step 3, he's drawn directly to that forbidden ground. Check. And finally, when he sees a strange figure, does he run? No. He ignores the warning and decides to move closer. Every single step is a conscious violation. It's a perfect, terrifying illustration of how our own curiosity, or maybe our arrogance, can just completely override our basic survival instincts, and it leads him straight into a nightmare.
And the consequence? It is immediate. And it's something you hear. This horrifying laugh just rips through the silence. It doesn't just signal that something awful happened to Karan, it wakes Rohit up, dragging him right into the middle of the nightmare. Suddenly,
The horror isn't some threat outside anymore, it's in the house with him. So after this frantic search, Rohit finds his friend. But it's too late. And then he turns, and he comes face to face with the source of the horror. This is it. This is the visual payoff the entire story has been building towards. And the description is so simple, but man is it effective. A horrifying figure, a distorted smile. All that dread we've been feeling is finally fulfilled. And just like his friend, he faints.
But here's the thing. A really good cautionary tale doesn't just end with the scare. It can't. To really do its job, it needs a morning after. It needs that moment of sobering reflection, where the moral of the story becomes crystal clear, and we get to see the true cost of what happened.
And the aftermath? It is grim. The next morning, they're found. Karan is awake, but his friend Rohit is still unconscious. And this just hammers home the point that breaking the rules has real, lasting, and sometimes unequal consequences. The adventure is over. All that's left is the damage.
And then we get this line. This is it. This is basically the thesis statement of the entire story, and it's delivered by the one character who needed to learn this lesson the most, Karan's admission. It just validates every single warning Mangle gave them. He admits he was wrong, that he ignored the wisdom, and he paid a terrible price for it. The lesson is finally learned, the story's purpose is complete.
So in the end, the real power of a story like The Shop at Haveli isn't really just the ghost, is it? It's the incredible, terrifying precision of its structure. The reason it works so well is because it taps into a fundamental conflict inside all of us, that tension between the rational part of our brain that listens to warnings and that primal curiosity that just has to know what's hiding in the dark. It's a story that reminds us that sometimes the scariest thing isn't the monster out there, but the little voice inside of us that chooses to walk right towards it.